Oh, yeah. You pumped up this morning, Skid?
Hey,
What's up,
everybody is pushing it tight today.
Everybody is pushing it today. Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude. And if you want to have a good day, if you want to get your mind right, get your energy up, maybe hear something inspiring, you've come to the right place. We do this every single day. We invite people in. They share a quote of the day. They share a 2-minute message. And my friend Freddie at Bobcat, he does a little something here in the beginning to kind of get us going.
You want it?
I want it. Bring it.
First sip. Let's go!
Woo! The call of the wild. Oh, okay. That's like my third or fourth sip, but it's still good. It's still really, really good.
Yeah.
So, you ready to meet our guest, Freddie?
Yeah, bring him in. Yeah, this is long overdue.
Now, his name is Bucky Dudley based on what I'm seeing down there. And I did a little research. From time to time, I have time to do the research. But I think I may have looked at the wrong person. So let's talk to Bucky and see how he's doing this morning. Bucky, good morning.
What's up, guys? Good morning. The wrong research.
Good morning.
Bucky Dudley's are out there. Come on, man.
I know I'm really disappointed in my research skills, but this is great. We get to know you right here and now. You come highly recommended. So I guess my first question for you, where are you located right now, Bucky?
Yeah, I'm at home, guys. Just dropped off the kiddos at school. As you can see, we got some of the artwork back there. Perfect. Getting cranked up and ready for a day. I see you boys are already in the office. You're a little ahead of me, but mine's been cooking all day, getting ready for this thing. I'm excited to be with you. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you.
And you have on the dad hoodie.
That's right. Come on.
Hey, there's nothing like a cool morning. You got to throw on a little hoodie, get the kids to school, and you probably had that first sip in line, didn't you, Bucky?
I'm a Celsius deep already, this boys. Y'all got to catch up. So,
he pulled out the Celsius on us, Freddie. He got the Celsius going.
His metabolism's on fire right now.
No doubt.
Well, we don't have much time to dig into all of the details of who Bucky Dudley is. But man, if you've got a 30-second flyover of who you are, what you do, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. From Hartsville, South Carolina, small town, mid-state, good little blue-collar town. Moved to Charleston, South Carolina in 1996 to study and play golf at the Citadel. Fell in love with Charleston. I was a small-town kid. Charleston was still fairly small at the time. Studied and played golf at the Citadel. Graduated on a Friday. Started working as a club pro on a Saturday at Patriots Point. Teaching the game of golf, running operations. Along the way, helped start the First Tee, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, teaching kids life skills and character traits through sport. In 2013, the executive director that I had helped hire left. I was coming off a board term. A couple board members said, "Hey, would you come fill in?" And here I am filling in some 10 years later. So
I love it.
For me.
I think you're like the third or fourth Citadel grad that we've had on here in the short time. We've had 50 or 60 people. We've had 3 or 4 Citadel grads and played golf there, huh?
There you go. Not very well, but played.
He also said he studied there.
I studied, yeah. Well, you got to be there every night, so you got to do something. You're stuck.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to ask you. I know it's a very hard school, the Citadel, and I ask everybody this, but it turns out some incredible human beings. What was your experience like at the Citadel?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I came out of high school as a very average student, right? Like not great at studying, not great at test taking, and I will give the Citadel credit. You got to go to class, right? If you don't go to class, you lose your weekend. So you're going to class. That's half the battle. Just go to class, and surprisingly, you learn a lot of stuff. So
It's like forced accountability, isn't it?
there you go.
I love it though. I love the discipline. I love what ends up being produced there. So okay, so now we're gonna do this right here, Bucky.
Quote of the day. Quote of the day.
Now, I had somebody tell me yesterday that watches this program from time to time that they started humming quote of the day, quote. So that's a good thing. So, Bucky, words of wisdom. This can be a quote from anyone that you've met, real or imaginary. What quote is our quote of the day today?
Guys, I'm going to do a little Bruce Springsteen for you.
Wow.
You can't start a fire without a spark.
Oh, I like it. I used spark yesterday in a post. You can't start a fire without a spark. Freddie at Bobcat is going to have to give us his interpretation of that quote. This is like being back in school, Freddie.
Well, so here I'm going to flip it over to the sales world, and when you're interacting with somebody, and you give them just a few little nuggets for them to chomp on, and then it starts that spark, and then you keep talking about all the features and benefits. It creates a fire, and then you got a customer for life.
Yeah. There you go. I'm thinking about Grant Cardone, and he says, build your Bernie, as my brother used to say. He used to say, build Bernie. Build your fire so hot that everybody wants to come around, right? I mean, you've got a fire and it's burning, but now we need spark to get it going. And so we have to take that initial action. Maybe we want to do a podcast. We got to do the first one. We want to start a workout. We got to do the first one. We want to get good at golf. We got to take one lesson from Bucky, right? So there's all these first step, but that first step is the spark. The first sip is the spark for our day. What does it mean to you, Bucky?
Guys, spark for me is giving a kid an opportunity to see something different, to do something different. Most kids that we know in Charleston and throughout the world see what's in their square block, right? And that's other kids that look like them. Their parents make about the same amount of money. They do stuff. They don't often get to see other things, but when given an opportunity to see something, to activity-based learn something, you never can tell when you create that spark. And when you create that spark, that's what starts to build the fire. My kids and I, we tend to watch Naked and Afraid a bunch, and they're always fighting hard to get that spark to start fire. And when you build the fire, you've got something sustainable that you can cook from, that you can boil water from, that keeps you warm, that keeps the bugs off. And what we at First Tee and what a lot of nonprofits and really all of us should be trying to do is give our kids that spark. You just can't ever tell what is going to light some kid's imagination up.
Okay, I'm fired up, Freddie. I got something I want to say. Number one, I love that curveball. I love where you took that. I think that's fantastic. It reminds me, around here, it's a big conversation, getting the kids involved in the trades. If your dad didn't have a hammer, if he wasn't working on cars, you don't know that it's cool. You don't know that you love it. You don't know to love it. And so the whole initiative is get their hands on the hammer, get their hands on a piece of construction equipment like I drove over at Bobcat, right? They've got these simulators now at these schools. I mean, that's a video game, and these guys make great money, and it's cool.
Guys,
yes, the spark.
It's called activity-based learning. So think about in a traditional learning setting, you just sit there and somebody's pushing information at you, 2 + 2, 2 + 2. When you can flip that script and get kids' hands on things and get them active and get them moving, that activity is potentially the spark. And so, we do it at First Tee. Ours is all activity-based learning, experiential learning, and we're really trying to just help kids find their own path to success. Last year we reached 20,000 kids in the greater Charleston area. Not all are going to become golfers, but we're giving some tools in their toolbox through activity-based learning that they can kind of tackle life as it comes at them.
Yeah, you never know what's going to start the spark.
That's right. And it's different for every kid. You just won't ever tell. You can't ever tell. All you got to do is get them in front of different things, and that's the goal.
I love it. Here we go.
Get ready. It's time for the 2-minute skill.
What is the 2-minute skill, Freddie at Bobcat?
Oh, it is Bucky's time to teach, preach, coach, joke, whatever he decides to do for 2 minutes or less to bring us the goodies.
I love it. Bucky, the floor is yours.
Well, guys, thanks. I love stories, right? I enjoy telling a good story. And a gentleman told me a story. He was a former CEO at First Tee. His name is Joe Louis Barrow. Have you ever heard of Joe Louis before, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Famous boxer, right? Joe Louis told me a story one time, that's right, that his dad in his first fight, the promoter said, hey, make sure when you write your name down for your first fight, you write it really big, because however they announce you will be how you fight forever. So when he went to write it down, he started writing big letters so that the announcer wouldn't mispronounce it. So he wrote Joe Louis, ran out of space. And so Joe Louis is how he fought. But Joe Louis Barrow was his son, brilliant man, retired CEO. And he told me a story one time. And it was about indigenous people, or Native Americans, and neighboring tribes. And as those neighboring tribes, and they shared hunting ground, and as the hunters were out gathering killing meat and bringing it back to the tribe, normally in a typical setting, and Freddie and Daniel, when I would see you, you'd see me, it'd be, how are you doing today? And I'd say, I'm well, how are you doing? And I think we can learn something from the way that these indigenous people and Native Americans interacted. And it wasn't, how are you doing today? But rather what they asked, how are the kids? How are the children? And if you could say that the children are well, then it was indicative of the tribe being well. Our culture, our world, our society, our community is a direct relation to the kids. And if the kids are well, then that means we are well. The parents are well, the moms are doing well, the grandparents are well, the dads are well, the community is well. And so it's less about a skill, but it's more about the importance of young people in our society, that they are people and that they're valued. And if they are well, then we are all well as a group. And so less of a skill, more of us a mindset. Let's make sure that the children are well. Let's look at each of individual kid and their young person and trying to help them find their path to success and supporting them along their journey, as we have all had people support us along our journey from young people into adulthood.
Amen. Great story, great message. I've been waiting on the story, and you threw that in, Bucky. That's a great way to teach that. What did you take from that, Freddie?
We can make such an impact on young people, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort or time, just a few minutes of attention, instruction, and love, and it can change the trajectory of many kids' lives.
We've got success. If dad's successful and the kids aren't successful, is he really successful?
No.
So we've really got to ask ourselves and look at that. I love that. Get right to the heart of the matter. Let's make the kids being good first, and like clean your own room, right? Type mentality. And then what comes after that. And I think that's a great message. That's a great way to find out how things are going, right, Bucky?
Guys, something else that I think is really important. I was talking to another youth service leader, and we were talking about served and underserved and privileged and underprivileged and all the parts that go into how we look for young people to support. And when we talk about at risk, and most times you think just underserved or at risk. Every child in this world is at risk. All of us are at risk. Supporting all kids where they are, rich or poor, black or white or brown, boy or girl, every one of them. My kids are at risk. Your kids are at risk. How we build our community around, from not only your parents, but from the support group that you have around your neighbors, that is really, really important to supporting a young person as they develop.
Fantastic message this morning. And Freddie, what you laughing at?
Oh, he nailed it, man.
He did? Absolutely. And don't you love it? Yesterday we talked about slowing down. Today we talked about the importance of the kids and the attention there. And that's why we do this. I hope this has this hit somebody today. It makes you think, it fires you up, it inspires you. And trust me, folks, it's thinking like this that gives you the energy that you need to do good things. It's not all about the rah, 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 right? You want to feel it here and then go do it there, right? So, Bucky, thank you. This was awesome. It was perfect. The hoodie is awesome. I have one that cool. I don't know if I could get away with one that like that, but it looks awesome, brother. Freddie, thank you, my friend.
Hey, go start a fire.
It only takes a spark.
Let's go, baby. Let's
Thanks,
go,
guys.
everybody. See ya.